All right, everybody. So, after long wasted hours, is what I'm going to call these wasted hours, because I allowed comments on my YouTube about the story Useful, which, yes, Useful is a very common name. Useless. Useless is a very common name, and it's also a very common name for some donkeys and stories to be called useless. But, I allowed comments to make me think, well, to make me question the winner that I had chosen for the story for the Reborn giveaway. I was told by a few people that it was plagiarized story, that she had stolen stories from several books. And I read the books, went online, did all this research, couldn't find nothing that was remotely close to what this person had wrote. Even people sent me some quotes. Different people sent me some quotes from different stories, and I just sat there and I scratched my head thinking, how the heck does this even match this poor lady's story? And then somebody suggested on my last video that there's a site where I can copy and paste the story into to find out if it's plagiarized. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So I copy and pasted the story in there to find out it's not plagiarized. This lady wrote this story. And yes, with every Christmas story, there's always going to be similarities of words and uses of sentences, like, the children settled into bed on Christmas Eve. I mean, it's a very common sentence. Just because you have some common sentences or word usages doesn't make a story plagiarized. There's a lot more into it. Now, if 90% of the story is the same sentences in other stories, then it is plagiarized by far. But as reading her story, and there's not even any movies that are close to this, it's just like, it's nuts, right? So here I am, I fall into this trap thinking that the story's been plagiarized, haven't really fully done my full investigation, done a little bit, like halfway. I tell the lady she's no longer a winner. The lady's gutted this morning and is like, I can't believe, I just don't know what to say. I'm not going to sit here and argue to prove myself to you that I didn't plagiarize, that I wrote this story. She's like, I felt those, through the internet, I was a friend, which I don't even know who this person is, but she meant that by like watching my videos. She felt like she's a friend of the family, and that she was just, I don't even know what to say. She was just blown away that she was being accused of plagiarism. And I feel super, super horrible to this woman, that I even put her through this without like knowing of that site where I could copy and paste her story. And anyways, when I read the story, I've never even heard a story like this story, that I allowed for this to take place. I allowed for this person to feel this way. And I feel so, so sorry. Like, I give my sincere apologies to this woman. And I hope that the few of you who are determined and just are believing you feel it's a plagiarism. What is it again? Gosh. Plagiarism, sorry. That you guys are just sticking to it, that it's plagiarism. I hope that you find it in your heart to reread the story, re-listen to it, read all those other stories, and see that she created a great story. And yes, you may not call yourself a sore loser, but people that are throwing out plagiarism out, and they don't even like, they don't even have anything to stand on. You can't do that. To me, that's just being a sore loser. It's just, no matter what I do in this community with these dolls, I cannot please everybody 100%. None of you are going to be happy. Although I can tell you that from, I think, and it was just stupid me, there's about 5 people that were calling plagiarism. And then everybody, of course, has to start jumping on the bandwagon. You guys have really set me back here to think that I don't need to do another giveaway ever on my channel because of the way I've made this lady feel for thinking that she wasn't creative enough to write this story, that she stole it, and the way that it's made me feel. I mean, I wasted my evening figuring it out. I wasted my morning trying to figure it out. And my nerves are shot. And it's just like, I can't believe it. Before anybody calls plagiarism, get the actual, match the story up. Match it up. It needs to match up. It can't be, it can't not match. Like, seriously, things have to match. I mean, yeah, because when I put it into a site and it tells me it's not a copied story, well, great. Whatever, boy, I totally look like a donkey's butt in this one for sure. But you guys, like I said, these people, you really make me question the next giveaway that I'm going to do. And I'm just, what I'm doing? I'm just making a list of names. And it's just, when I see entries from you guys, it's going to make me really hesitant. And I shouldn't. Everybody should be able to do this fairly. And I told you guys, do it fair. Now, however, if you were calling plagiarism accurately and you came to me and said, Stephanie, look, these 3 paragraphs are exactly the same 3 paragraphs in this book, it's just a couple words are changed, then that is solid proof. But if you just, I'm serious, I've got a few emails that threw these things at me, and I'm like, what the heck? This is nothing like this story. And then people told me these book names, and I read them, and Jackie and I looked at each other, and we're like, okay, there's a donkey in the story. Okay, someone rode the donkey in the story. Okay, the donkey was on a farm. Okay, not similar stories or even close. Like, we just looked at each other like, what in the world is going on? So my apologies to the woman who wrote the story. I really hope that she still accepts the giveaway, baby. Because honestly, if I was her and someone did this to me, I'd probably tell them to go F themselves. I don't want your doll. And excuse my language, but that's what I would do. Because I would say, you had the nerve to call me a liar. I don't want it. So I'm really hoping that she's not like me. Because that's what I would have done. And I'd have made a big freaking deal out of it. But she was very, very, very polite in her emails to me. And now I'm just sitting here waiting for a response from her because I had to send her a serious apology letter and just telling her I'm sickened. I'm saddened by this, and I'm sorry that I had to put her through this. And I really hope that she accepts that giveaway, baby, still. So, this is all I have to say, and I'm disabling the comments because I just really don't need to hear anymore from those who still may not agree with my decision, so I'm sorry. But to those of you on the last video who see that, yeah, you actually started doing research for yourself and you're like, yeah, this is not the same at all. Kudos to you guys. Kudos, definitely. So anyways, all right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good Friday evening, and thanks so much for watching.